Hello, hello.
Hey, how's it going?
Good, good. How are you?
I'm good. Uh, got everything back up and working. Just had to like change all my passwords and stuff, so everything's like got
Oh
locked.
shit, did you get hacked too?
Yeah, it
Oh
was
my god.
unfortunate, but it was only
Yeah,
for like
Squid was
20.
dealing with it the other day. It was like a whole ordeal.
Yeah, it was like I only got hacked for like 20 minutes, but then like you change all your passwords and then like they, you just everything gets logged out because like the session token gets changed, and then I was like, man, I have to like log back in like everywhere, and I
Yeah, no,
hadn't
that
and I
sucks.
hadn't done streaming yet. So, but yeah, I'm back. So okay, so what do you want to go over today? We're going over the Falco Ditto, right?
I have Falco Ditto, and I have also kind of, I guess, like a follow up on the last lesson.
Okay.
Um, because so I okay. So basically I went to the weekly on Sunday,
Mm-hmm.
and I could definitely like feel the mindset shift just from the lesson. And like I'd been like thinking about it a lot and like playing a lot, like in 20 minutes burst and then doing analysis and whatnot. And and it felt terrible because I lost to someone that clearly like doesn't really have a game plan, but they're just
Mm-hmm.
like kind of a solid player. And it felt so bad.
Mm-hmm.
So now it kind of lit a fire under my ass where I want to like have
Okay,
really
that's
like,
awesome.
strict specific game plans that I just stick to and like really get good that way. But
Right,
like
because
that
once
means I
if
have
you
kind
can
of
beat
go ahead.
somebody who doesn't have a game plan with your game plan, then they'll just like never beat you again, basically, because they're just playing off
Yeah,
like
exactly.
intuition. Sorry,
Yeah, yeah,
continue.
yeah. No, no, totally. That's exactly right. Uh, and so it's like, okay, so the way I get it right now is that kind of, I guess your logic that you were telling me in the last lesson is like, you need to make fast and good decisions in melee to be good. And so in order to make fast and like good decisions all the time, you need like simple ideas that guide those decisions. And then you can
Correct.
practice the tech skill. So that's like the pipeline of ideas in my head right now.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, the problems I'm having with it is that this is still pretty abstract to me, because it's like, okay, I need like a simple idea that I'm doing, and it's like, okay, what's the simple idea that I'm gonna go with? There's like so many good simple ideas I could use. I don't know if I told you this. It's like I was playing the Falco Ditto with like, okay, I'm just trying to hold center stage, and I was trying to see how that would work out. And I was like, okay, now I'm trying to only land shines. And it's like, okay, like which one am I going with? How do I like structure it in a way that's like really, I guess more straightforward. Um, so that was one thing that it still kind of feels abstract, and I still feel like I get lost in the sauce, and it ends up being more complicated than it should be.
Yeah, I
Um,
see. The Falco
the
Ditto
other
does
thing,
tend to be a little complicated. I think I might have mentioned
that's
that
true.
last time too.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I remember. Yeah, but even in other matchups, like even against Fox, I would also. I mean, I guess that's also kind of a complicated matchup, but it also
Mm-hmm.
felt like I would. I was like, I was playing a Fox that I usually beat every time, and then game one I lost in the set, and I was like, okay, I'm thinking about like 20 different things right now, of like what I should be doing in this matchup and whatnot. And I was like, let me just like play the game, and then I beat him. But I was like, okay, like right now I can't like quite think about it while I'm doing it. And I guess that's a hint that the word work needs to be done before.
Yes,
But I still
exactly.
don't know what the work to be done before should look like. And I guess that's kind of what I want to get into. Um
Mm-hmm.
the other thing is I remember you were like, I mean, you could just kind of like I could like take your game plan in the Fox matchup, for example, or the Falco Dido and apply it. And I feel like that's a process I've kind of been through before. And I stopped. And I know you were mentioning in the last lesson, like, what was the procedural like thing that made like my gameplay become like this. And I think I just kind of lost the sense of identity of how I played, and I think that's kind of important for me to like just
Mm-hmm.
play in a way that's very me. I feel like if I
Mm-hmm.
play like I had this thing for a while where I called myself worst squid, and I think that's just not a good way to play the game. Like it's not really fun and it's not really good. And it's not a cool accomplishment to just become the worst version of a player you even if it's a good player. Um so there's that's the second thing. And then the
I
third
think
thing,
okay, really quick
that
though.
might be enough. That might
Really,
be enough, yeah. But
I think that like um that is something I don't. I okay. I think that like you want to be like a worse version of like all the players you think are good, like while you're training to copy that person's
Okay.
thing.
I see. I see.
They imagine if you're like playing an instrument and they're telling you to copy the solos from the goats, and
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
you're like, oh man, but like I don't want to copy the solos from the goats because then I'll just be copying the goats, and it's like, okay, yeah, but like just get the copying down, and
Just
then
get good
like
first. Yeah, yeah.
their good stuff will like be in your hands and brain, and then you can build off of that. It's just to like build the fundamentals based off of like copying them. So I think like
That's
if
true for
you
sure.
just
Yeah.
copy squid for too long and don't actually work in other stuff, then it can start to feel like that. But it should feel like you're like
Yeah.
a bad copy of mango in a bunch like
Right.
in like
Yeah.
I
Okay. I
would
see
say
what you
that
mean.
there's a
Yeah.
bunch of spots where my Falco feels like my Falco, and there's a bunch of spots where it feels like worse Mango because I copied his stuff there, but not as
Mhm.
good.
Yeah. 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 No, definitely. I think it might be a symptom of just following the same coach for too long or something.
Mm-hmm.
That
And then
definitely makes
what
sense.
was the third thing? I didn't mean to interrupt you.
So a problem I've been having with game plans in the past, and I don't think that's just Squid. I think that's just in general, is that they tend to make me play campier, and
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if there's like a way, if it's just like because approaching you can kind of like gamble your stocks at all times, but I feel like when I look at like Mango or Magi, they're like kind of gambling all the time. Or not necessarily gambling, but they're definitely approaching.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and they have like definitely very aggressive game plans, but I've never like had an aggressive game plan. It feels like when I had a game plan, it was a gampier one, and otherwise I play aggressive, but kind of playing hopeful melee a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's kind of like that. And also, I feel like when I play Falco, if I played a campier game plan, Falco feels super fragile. Like he just kind of dies. Like if I let Marth approach me in whatever ways he wants, like I just kind of blow up.
I mean,
So that's my third thing.
Falco's always fragile when Martha's in the picture. Like Falco's just
That's true.
fragile in
Yeah.
general. um,
But if he's going in, like I feel like he can also blow up his opponent, and that's where the playing field gets like more even. Like that's my reasoning for being more of an aggressive player, or at least trying to be.
mm-hmm. Okay, yeah, I think so I think there are positions in the game where your game plan can like have the same response to a stimuli every time. And
Mhm.
so like maybe there's some position where, it's the best way to get out of the corner or like do an edge guard or something like that. There's some simple position in the game that it's like the best to just do the same thing every time. That
Mhm.
can be part of the game plan, but it doesn't mean that every game plan interaction is to like see a stimuli and then like perform a certain set of inputs. Because
Right.
if that's the only way you're viewing the game plan, like the game plan, then that is how you will end up campy because you'll say like, okay, so I want to find things that I do 100% of the time when I see a certain stimuli, then like you will sort of like it's like you'll never be able to really like make something out of it, whereas like the
Right.
game plans should include I do this 70% of the time and I do this 30% of the
Okay.
time and stuff like that. That
Okay.
is like part of the game plan. And so like it's kind of like it's not just direct percentages. Like I would say that like if you and it might be difficult for people to describe, but like if you did like a brain scan of like a top player when they did like an approach, like especially like the really really good top player, you would definitely have like a reason for why they approached that was in their game plan of like
I see.
I got the sense that the player was not going to attack for a moment and they didn't have their laser out and like they just spot dodged or something like that, and like you have this combination of factors that like then can like be like, so therefore I think this is a good time to attack, and like the
Mhm.
type of attack that is done and the reasons why that attack is done, even if it's not like a game state reason, it could be like where the opponent is in their current like action sequence, or like
Yeah.
maybe you just punished them for something a second ago, so you feel like they're like worried about it. Like those types of factors like are all part of the game plan, making the argument of like, okay, so when you feel this threshold is passed, then you do this attack according to the game plan, rather than like they're at this range, so I move here and do this laser or whatever.
Yeah.
And like a lot of times there are elements of a game plan that are those guaranteed responses, and those are kind of like the freebies, because you can kind of say, oh, those are like for sure, those are like in the game plan because I know that I just do the same thing there every time. But then like when you do an approach, it's not always super obvious whether that, like, let's say you do a late downer approach or like a laser approach or something, it's not always perfectly obvious whether that was part of the game plan. And so I try to move in like layers of obviousness, kind of like what we were talking about last time, where like if you are doing an approach that has like at the level you're at, if you do an approach that has like really high risk reward in general, then maybe I won't like super fault you if it didn't have like a great argument behind why, like what exactly triggered it. But like at least you're going through like the like, oh, this is like a smart option and it got triggered by something, and that's, you know, part of the game plan, and then later on we can work on like exactly what should cause that trigger and like update the game plan and update the nuances and stuff like that.
I see.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Okay. Okay, so where are you at right now?
I'm thinking this is good, but I remember, so you said like this, a game plan is something that could just go on a sheet of paper. Like,
yes.
What would it look like?
I would say like I said, I kind of have it structured in like layers, right? Like I was just saying, where like the first layer is like stuff that is good every time. That is always like my biggest like first layer. So as an example, to kind of keep it grounded, in the Falco ditto, there's like let me get this up for you. Okay. Let me, if you could confirm that the stream is working.
I'm watching.
Okay, cool. So there's this issue right here where you get lasered and you do this and you get like shined out of it, right? And you were saying this happens a bunch. And so this is like a perfect example of like something that can work every single time, is that excuse me. There's like, you do this kind of sequence. It's just like a somewhat like looser sequence, like how you escape to the platform here. And sort of there's like, you don't really, so as part of the game plan, if you do not want this to happen to you, the sequence is that you take the laser. So like you're in some spot, the laser hits you like this, and you do dash away, full hop, waveland down. And if you do that sequence, so like let me go into Uncle Punch really quick. Make sure I'm in. Nope, this is the wrong one. Okay.
Okay, now it's working.
Yeah. Okay. So, I don't know. Let's even say he's like right here. And we get something like this, or we do that. And if you do this sequence where you take the laser, dash away, full hop, nothing they ever do can hit you, no matter pretty much however close they are. And so if you don't have space to do it, then you might have to do something else. The full hop is also safe. So if you don't have room to dash back, you can always just full hop or full hop double jump, and you'll you'll get away from any approach. But no matter the distance you're at, even if you're like here and I do that, like maybe if they're really close, you want to wave dash away when you come up, but you're completely safe, and it's like guaranteed regardless of the distance. And so what I will do is that, you know, when I am like a big chunk of the game plan is like, step one is like, did I just get hit with the laser? So like, I have judged that maybe I'm in like laser disadvantage. Maybe if we both hit each other with a laser at the same time, it's different. But like, if I just took a laser and I don't like where I am, my first thought is like, can I run away? Can I dash away full hop waveland to platform? And if I can do that, then a lot of times I will just do that action because I can do it without thinking about whether it's good or not. I can just be like, okay, like that like I know that will reset the position, and I don't have to think about what I just did, and I can just reset, and then I can play out the next spot. And so, and like if I don't have the space to do it, then I do the full hop, and that's really like all I would think in that spot if I wanted to get away. So that's like, okay, intention one is like reset the situation after I get lasered, and that's like that's an example of something you'd want to do every time, like first layer of game plan. But then like maybe like, and you're like, okay, well what about this one? And it's like, okay, well maybe this one is like, so sometimes it's not always super simple. What I would say is that this is something that will get you a bazillion openings forever.
Yeah.
And it's really really strong, but
yeah.
Mango thinks you shouldn't do it ever.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm like, well, okay, it's pretty good, but and his argument was always that like you're the passive one. Like, you're the one who's just kind of like, please just run into it, please. And, like, if they outplay you, then they win. So it takes away some of your ability to outplay there. And I think that, like, I didn't really get it immediately at first, why he didn't like it. But then, like, after, you know, playing around it and thinking about it a bunch, I'm like, okay, no, he's right. Like, and so I would say is while you are learning the matchup, I would say minimize like this. And the reason is because we have some logic that, like, it's kind of not that strong at a level where you, like, want to keep outplaying them. But it'll be something that, like, eventually you'll be like, well, it's really obvious that they're doing this, so I'll just work it back in. But it's like, it gets pushed back, you know, to a deeper layer of the game plan because we have some logic that tells us that it's not, like, perfect.
Yeah.
And you can sort of, like, so you're going to be sort of going through situations and, like, filtering, like, oh, this is good every time. Oh, this is good for this reason. Maybe I can hook it into something else. Or, like, oh, this is good, but maybe it's bad for this reason. So, like, we'll push it back and we'll find a spot later where, like, because I will do this, but maybe it's, like, versus somebody where I did this one enough times that, like, I feel like they are super confident running in immediately afterward, or they always do. There's some Falcos have this, like, this habit where they always do, like, laser approaching laser. Like, they always just do this, and then you're like, okay, boom. Yeah. Like, I'll take you out. But, like, what is your threshold for, like, believing that they are going to do that, you know? So that it's kind of, like, slightly more complicated than, like, the do every time. And then, so then we have stuff... Oh, it's this one. Okay, so then we have stuff where it's like, okay, and this is like the other, like, big rules of the matchup, right? Of, like, rule number one, you want to be the guy with the laser out. And it's like, well, how did we come up with that? And it's like, well, you know, there's a lot of logic that goes into why that is the case, but it's also somewhat intuitively obvious that, like, laser out means I'm at a frame advantage, which is good.
Yeah.
And so, okay, so it's like, we have this thing, we don't know the specifics, but we know that having the laser out is always really good. And the other thing is that, like, okay, we get the laser out, and then getting the dash out is also really important, because it's really easy to get, like, laser and then be, like, you know, get stuck in shield, and, like, Falco's not really, can't really move much. If the dash is out, we get to, like, we get all this, we get to retreat, we get to approach, we get to threaten, and so it's really easy to, you know, do something like this, or whatever, and it's just not quite as good, because first of all, you don't have access to like your immediate like jump out of dash. Like you have to. It's kind of hard to do like frame perfect like dash jumps, you know, and not waste like 3 or 4 frames while dash jumping.
Yeah.
And so it's like having the dash out already gives you faster aerials than them, and there's sort of like all these good arguments for why, and like that, like maybe the laser and the dash are like those types of things where like maybe it doesn't make. I think it makes sense to you, but like maybe there will be something that's kind of similar that like you hear somebody say or you hear me say that like doesn't fully line up or fully have the logic behind it. Usually it's just like, okay, I can think of some logic that makes this good. That is why I'm including it in my game plan. Because then you start going into like deeper specifics. Okay, like, okay, I have my laser out and my dash out. So like why did I lose this situation from here? Or why did I like what did I get out of this situation in addition? And sort of building from there.
Okay.
What I would like, I think, is if you could give me maybe something you're imagining or something you saw that like gave you a second of pause or made you wonder how that would fit into the game plan, and then we can kind of go over like a specific so you could see that. That's my thought, but if you would like to, you know, start going over the matchup more from like the Slippy file or whatever, it's up to you.
No, that's good. So you mean the game plan as outlined, like in the 4 things you just said? So like, the 3 things you just said. So like, dash back, wave land as soon as you can. If you're in a bad spot, you should have a laser out. You should have a dash out.
Yeah, I mean,
like
and there's more to it than that, but more so like, yeah, I think if you have a thought based on that, or you have a thought based on some other part of the matchup, and I can just like, you know, say the parts of the game plan for that spot. But I want to like
I see, okay.
go into like a spot where you're like, well, how would the game plan apply in this way, or something like that.
The biggest one for me is when they start full hopping a bunch.
Right. Okay.
Like, when they start, and like if they go to platforms, usually it resets quickly because they just come back down to a laser or an aerial, and then we get to play the laser game again, and that doesn't bother me as much. But when they start just like going to platforms and just like kind of staying there for a bit,
yes,
and then they'll like either come down with, oftentimes they just come down with like the most belligerent aerials too, which makes it even more frustrating. And it's just like
they'll just kind of do like this or something. Like
yeah,
like,
and they'll just like zone with bears going up and down to the top platforms, and it's just like it just makes everything weird, and I struggle with those positions a lot.
Yeah. Okay. So one thing that you got to accept that's very frustrating in this matchup is that the stalemates are really, really strong.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you are fighting an opponent and they have the game plan down on how to stalemate off of laser, you need to like prepare yourself for like a platform showdown. Like a 5.5 minute platform showdown. Like,
yeah.
And what'll normally happen is like, if you're playing someone and they also have like a game plan where they have the defensive stalemates really well down, is that like you'll play like a really long first stock or two, and then people will start starting to like see reads that they want, and the gameplay will sort of speed up. But there's no guarantee that that happens. And I think that like if both Falcos decided it to be this way, it could be overall it could be a very slow game. But I think that like while the stalemates are really strong, they're not perfect, and I think that like what you want is you want to be able to like play the stalematey game while looking for small advantages, and you can actually like violate the stalemate and like win those types of positions.
Yeah.
So like there's 2 ways to deal with the full hop, and I think I'd rather start on FD. So like okay, so if we have them doing something like if they do like this, something like that, they're going for some like auto cancel aerial or something like that. What would your first thoughts be on like the best way to deal with it? And obviously this is like a much weaker full hop than like some of the other ones they're gonna do, but I'm just curious like what your thoughts are.
Well, the first one is I try and go vertical and like land on top of them. Like I do like a short hop double jump kind of mix up, and that tends to work sometimes. But I mean, it depends on the drifts and whatnot. The other one I would say is you can just kind of laser their landing, and then we kind of go back into this like similar thing where we'll full hop again, and you try and laser and like pin them down, and it's like.
Yeah.
So those are my two answers.
Okay. I think that, there's sort of two. Well, I guess there's a few options, but mostly you're completely correct. I think that the way I sort of reduce those is like you want to be the second Falco to come down. Kind of like you were saying, like get above them. Like if they full hop and you just full hop above them, like you're winning that because they're coming down ahead of time, and you can just fast fall like right on top of them essentially and get a hit. So sometimes if people are full hopping a lot, I'll just full hop next to them. Like if I laser and they full hop, I'll just full hop. Like, oh, there you go. You can kind of just like, oh, you full hop, I'll full hop. And it's funny because it's a very common situation in the Fox ditto where like the Foxes, like the Foxes are both full hopping, and like even though Falco has this huge full hop, it's exactly the same thing because like you have the exact same one.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. The other one is you want to. I think a lot of times what people do is they do this laser, like they'll do like this, but you're not going to be able to punish the retreating laser on the landing. You want to leave and then come back in on the landing. So like if you can, when they go up, wave dash away and then approaching laser back in, and you can get like something like this where you get like
try and really fall on them since they don't have their grounded options, like to cover the approaching laser. That makes sense.
Yeah, like the approaching laser will give you like this is the Magi. Like when like Loki, if you go up, Magi does not do this one where she goes above you that much because it's kind of a preference. Most of the time, what she'll do is she'll just be like, "Well, I have the ground," and she'll just do that. Like she'll just leave and she'll come back in with this laser, and you're like, "Oh." And I think people get stuck in this like, "I got to dash dance and like laser," but it's like if you dash dance and laser, you're only gonna get like the retreating one, or you get this like. This one, which is everybody hates, like this, where you like kind of like catch them like that, and then you're like, I have this tiny advantage. But so like if you're gonna do the laser one, you want to retreat and then come back in, and then that'll give you this big like setup. Like as you can see, like this just feels a million times nicer than going up. And so those are like what I would say are like the two main solutions to it, if we don't have platforms.
Yeah, and the platforms make everything a lot harder, I feel.
Right. And so, like, and this is part of why this matchup is not the easiest one to game plan out. It's like, compared to, like, Puff, where you're just like, oh, yes.
Yeah.
Of course. Or even, like, Captain Falcon, where it's like, okay, very simple, straightforward game plan. And so it's like, okay, so we can solve without the platforms, and we can solve... So, like, if somebody does this, and they do this laser, or if they do this laser or this down air, it's actually pretty similar to like this spot, like the approaching laser spot that we talked about. So you can still do that if people are coming down from platforms. I think like there's just even a lot of times I'll be on side plat, and like I would come down with something like this and think I was really clever, but Magi would have just retreated into the corner and then like already immediately been coming out with like this approaching laser. And it gives you like a good amount of control. It's kind of like an argument where like they're like, well, I'm taking the vertical space, and you're like, I'm taking horizontal. And a lot of times, like if you take the horizontal space, they can't safely come down without getting put into some sort of like approaching laser pressure.
Okay.
So you can create a situation where like the Falco up here wants to come down, and then they have to retreat because you set up like a good position.
Okay.
And so, yeah, this one's it's definitely complicated. I could just keep going on little tree branches. But like, let's see. Let me go through the list of the other things that you were talking about.
Yeah. There's a couple I wrote down.
Because what'll happen with the platforms and like when they go high, like if the other one I wanted to mention really quick is if you get put in the corner and like this. Yeah. You just dash full hop pretty much every time. In most matchups. In almost every matchup, if you do this laser, you want to immediately dash full hop afterward. And the reason is that you can dash full hop and drift all the way back like this. Or you can go all the way forward. Or you can get this one, like the edge cancel. Or you can full hop and then double jump. or you can like
Yeah.
full hop, double jump back, or you can full hop and double jump like waveland down, or you can do like the instant double jump here, and you have like this whole mix up. And
Yeah.
so like I think that like that is a lot stronger because this will happen, but they can't really punish this. And so the full hop, there's a lot of full hops that you can't punish, but they also can't punish. And you're gonna end up in a spot like this, and then it's like, wait a minute, I know this spot. This is a spot we were just talking about with like the laser you coming down. So it's like, okay, so maybe I do this, they laser to center, I go over to here, I wave dash back so that they can't hit me with like this shine, and then I'm like, okay, did they go for that shine? No, gonna try to attack. There's a lot of like positional shuffling that'll happen if the other Falco is playing this game plan, and I sort of like, it's funny, as an additional part of the Falco game plan, I kind of put it into categories that like I'm the only one doing the game plan, or we're both doing the game plan.
Yeah.
And like if you're the only one doing the game plan, then you'll just cook everyone, because like if they're not doing the game plan and you keep doing like, nah, the amount of times that this situation has occurred to me, I cannot even count. Like something like this. Oop. Like something like this. Where like they do this, like they do like no, let me.
Yeah, I think I see what you're gonna do.
Like they do like this or something like that, and then I'll do like,
boom,
like that, like
Yeah,
against
yeah.
like a non-gameplay player, that will just happen over and over and over and over and over. So against those people, I kind of have it set up of like, we just do the super basic stuff that we do every time, and then like they will fall for it, and then we kill them, versus like a good player who knows the game plan is like, I will do this, and then what they will do after I did this is maybe they will do like they hit this, and then they do this, and then they go like this, and then it's like, okay, so now we have this position where like I'm here because I went up here and they're here, and it's like, well, how do we play this one? And it's like, okay, well, oops. Come on, Falco. Why does it keep taunting? Okay, there we go. Of like, okay, so they do this, and then they maybe do that. Oh, yeah. And then I'm like, oh, okay, so I full hop over here. So now we're here. And so now I'm like, okay, well, what's the spot from here? And it's like, okay, well, a lot of times people will go for a full hop back here as the other Falco. Yep. So maybe I'll do this and just see if they full hop back here. And it's like, and if they didn't full hop back here, then maybe I go here. And maybe when I did that, maybe they moved back to here. Because I do this, and they're afraid that I'm going to do this, and so they move back to the corner, and now we're here. And now I go, okay, now I did this. And now I'm thinking, like, okay, are they going to full hop here? And if so, maybe I'll do this, and then I do this. And now when they're in the air, like right here, but they're frozen by these lasers, and then I'm like, boom, boom, and then I get like a late nair here, and I got a pressure there, or I do, jump up like this, and then I think they're gonna drop through, and so then I do this, and then I get this pressure, or something like that. And there's like ways that you can kind of, but a lot of times the better they are at it, the more times you will loop the position of, and not necessarily loop, but it'll be like, oh, we both see these positions where like there's a way that I could almost force a stalemate, and then there's kind of like ways to like somewhat read the stalemate, and you just get this. It's a very like very touchy battle of like, oh, we're just kind of like staying away from each other, and like we're shooting these little lasers, but like when you get outplayed positionally, you will feel it. And suddenly you're like, oh, I got lasered in the corner. But they landed the laser at like here. And so you're like, well, if I full hop here, maybe they just like boom and they back air me because I'm like high percent. Yeah. And if I'm not at high percent, maybe I full hop and they go here, and now they have this position on me. So there's kind of just like a bunch of little positions that you're like trying to get over them, and they're trying to get over you. But I would also say that at the moment you should mostly focus on beating the Falcos who can't do the game plan.
Yeah.
I hope that this all like makes sense.
It all does. Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah, for sure.
Um, let me think. See. I just want to go through your little like list of 6 things here.
Yeah.
Actually, you know what? Let me pull up the replay now. I think that'd be a good time.
Yeah, we can definitely like see it come up. Yeah, I think another one was the like my offensive mix-ups kind of get red.
Yeah,
Or, like,
yeah.
Strongest, or I get shined out of shield and whatnot, like some
So
stuff like that happening.
yeah, if you want to do an aggressive mix-up in the matchup, you like there is a chance that you'll get red,
Mhm.
and like there's not like a guaranteed way to deal with it. Um, you're mostly just trying to like maximize your odds, and I think that like
Yeah.
that is sort of where the like I'll sort of like make an argument to myself of like, okay, like, you know, I am at 80. If I get shine out of shielded, it's not that big of a deal. Not like I'm at 0.
Right.
And then I'll be like, and I've got my laser out, and I've got the dash out, and like the last like 10 lasers, they haven't take laser up tilted. And if like that is like, and you're like, okay, that sounds like it's time to do a nair. You know what I mean? And then what
Yeah.
you can do is you can maybe be like, you can sort of test based on like, you can test your threshold. Like you can say like, okay, the threshold has passed. It is time to do the attack for sure. And then you just do one extra dash dance, and you just check like, okay, the threshold got passed. Would that attack have worked? And you can kind of, you know, get a read on the way your opponent is like sort of feeling out the position also. And I think that like I need to find a way to like come up with like a phrase to describe this position easily, because it comes up a lot. It's just the type of spot of like all of Falco's defensive options, like they are committal if you go for them, but like you being like, let's just check one more time before I attack, is like extremely uncommittal, and the pressure keeps going, versus like, I will take this laser and up tilt, or I will attack them for attacking me, essentially. Those are like very heavy commitments. So like if you're like playing those positions well, then like you should just sort of inevitably win the mix up, because like their options there are more committal. So like if you set up like an aggressive position, you have a pressure on them. Like the majority of the time, you should win the pressure, even if occasionally they read you out of it. Because like if you read them, like if they read one beat early ever, then they get hit. Whereas like if you read a beat early, it would need to be the same beat that they read their attack on for them to win. I see. So it's sort of like a 2-to-1 type of situation, or 2-to-1 or worse. And so like if you are attacking, like if you're getting hit out of a lot of your approaches, then what usually it means is that like your threshold isn't high enough, and you're sort of just like, well, I have my laser out, I have the dash out, and they're in this spot, and that means attack. And like if your opponent will kind of gets like a read that like every time the attack is juicy, you will immediately go for the attack, that is the only time when like reading the approach with like a back air or an up tilt actually starts to get like high value.
Right. Yeah, okay, I see.
Whereas like if you are like, if every time the best situation, and I've said this before to people who are learning the matchup, that like if you are unsure about a position in the matchup where you have an aggressive mix-up, but they're both on the ground, not talking about platforms, like a spot on the ground where you're like, okay, now might be a time to like short hop attack or something like that. You can just like 50-50 like raw on like, I attack or I wait one beat and attack. Like it's like a great placeholder. It's not like perfect, especially against really, really good players. because you're like reducing your chances of like getting smart reads and stuff like that.
Yeah,
But I
yeah.
think that like as a whole, like especially when I was learning this matchup, there were a bunch of spots where I was like, this passes the threshold, and I'm just literally going to like A or B, like beat one or beat three, and like that's it. um, so yeah, that's sort of like the way to deal with the aggressive pressure thing. Um,
Yeah, that makes sense.
okay, let me see. Yep. Okay. So just I'm gonna go through the replay right now, but just sort of going through your points of like getting red on the. Okay, getting red on the spacing of the laser. That's one that I. Are you saying like approaching lasers, like the point number
Yeah,
one?
I would like from the side platform, I
Yeah.
would do like a drop down, or I would like short hop off
Mm-hmm.
into center stage and laser, and I would get like nared or up tilted. I think it happens in this replay at some
Okay.
point.
All right. Well, I'm gonna go through the replay and we'll
Yeah,
figure
yeah,
it
yeah.
out. There's a bunch of small things. So yeah. Okay. So I do think this is correct. I do think drop through laser is the correct way to start every game, pretty much.
Yeah.
Some exceptions, but definitely pretty good. I think there was a big delay here. This delay is like actually crazy. We're like,
Oh yeah, I'm super slow. Okay.
yeah, like they just basically were like plus by like a huge amount. Like let me see. You got hit like almost on the exact same frame, but they're 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18 player. They were plus 18 on moving out of the laser,
Right.
which is why you got put into a negative spot here.
Yeah.
Okay, good shield drop shine. I like that. This was okay. So this was a little too fast of a kill attempt, I think.
Mm.
All you got to do right
Well,
here is
that's
up tilt instead of the down smash.
Yeah.
One more hit here adds it. I always say it's like 5 to 6 hits is the magic rule. So there at 0, you got 1, 2, 3, 4, and it's like 5, I guess, but it's just a little bit too like if you down smash here,
Yeah.
you have to do the side B edge guard, and you mostly would love like 5 and then 6 if they DI off stage at the up tilt. That would be like
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So you just like slightly extend it one more. Let me see. Okay, I think this was like fine. I think this is not like I think that
Yeah,
this
this
isn't
isn't coming out.
exactly what we would love here, perfect game plan
Yeah.
wise, but the nair itself is
Yeah.
not that bad. I would say like you want the checklist of like laser out then dash out. And so like laser's not out, so we probably wouldn't want to do this, but it wasn't the worst nair.
Well, I
like,
thought I had the laser out. It just didn't come out.
yeah, I did
I
see
lasered
I
on
did
the-
see the laser
Yeah.
fake come out. So yeah, and so this is like the type of spot where I'm saying like if you feel like your options here are laser again, attack, or 50 like wait a split second and then attack is what I would say are the
Yeah,
options in that position, and pretty much that's it. But it was like a great spot for the nair. So when it hit, you just kind of pressured him into a kill.
Right.
This is some madness. I don't know what this wave dash in was or what you were thinking at all. I
Yeah, that's a
do
good
not
question.
know
I have no
what
idea.
this was at all, and we don't need to talk about it. That's just like that's not in the plan. We know that's not in the plan.
Yeah, that's the not in the game plan stuff, for sure.
And so look at this would like immediately tip me off. Like if I was playing this Falco and I shot these lasers and they were shielding and they wave dash back and shielded this one, I'd be like, this match is over. Like they did like where was the full hop? Where was the wave dash to platform? Like
Right.
it's not there. They didn't even full hop double jump like out. Like it's got like if I saw this, I would just be like, oh, this person does not know the plan at all. And from now on, I am going to laser their shield and 50-50 them, and then just win the game, and no longer process this player at all. Like, genuinely, that's how I played the Ditto. I'm like, man, if you're shielding these, you don't know anything. No offense to this player. That is exactly how I would react given this position, because, like, if you don't do those correct options, like Falco has some of the strongest shield pressure on Falco in the game. And it's like if they're doing this, they're just gonna get super beat up. The shield isn't the worst thing ever, only if you're already at aerial range. Like if they laser you and you don't want to escape, or maybe you neither of you have your laser out and they're right next to you dash dancing and you shield for a split second, that's not that bad. But if you're like shielding lasers like this, like if this happened to me, I would immediately full hop out. There's like no question what I'd be doing here as this blue Falco. So the fact that they're doing this, like I would right here just rip the late aerial, like just rip like late down air, like right here, just like jump late down air. This would be like actually I can see the magi right here of like this laser situation. The first laser, second laser here is also really good. I actually really like that. And then just immediately like this walk in is great. Short hop late down air on the shield.
Okay.
That'd be perfect there. Or late in air. This is one of those spots where like this will work against really bad Falcos, this one. But against the good Falcos, they will do that Magi thing where they just back off approaching laser you here and you get bodied.
Yeah.
Yeah, the CC shine stuff is actually pretty good, but only if you're at really low percent. So because you're like not at super low percent, like I think going in and trying to like CC shine, like wave dash and shine and stuff like that's not good. You gotta focus on like okay,
on the game plan.
Yeah, on the game plan of like okay,
yeah.
So okay, actually this is a good example of like a spot where like okay, what happens here? This is why Falco Dittos are a nightmare to game plan out. Is that like what do you do here? And you're like, I don't even know what that's called. Like you're like, okay, like I don't even know how to describe this position of like you're both lasered in like kind of funny ways. And so it's like when you don't know what's going on, do we have a stalemate here?
I mean, yeah, kind of. I mean, if I double jump and get away.
Yep.
Like,
and so the right answer here is to double jump away to side plat because it's a guaranteed reset, and this isn't in the game plan. When you get really good, maybe this will trigger some latent memory, and you'll be like, wait, that's that one spot where I'm slightly higher than them, and I can actually wave land off the top plat if I buffer the jump, and then I can pressure them out of there. Like, you might come up with something, but if you don't have one, just leave and, like, reset to the actual game plan position.
Right. Yep.
Perfect. Okay, but you did. Rule number one is to get the laser out. You're putting the laser out, but your laser is not already out. If you're gonna go for something like this, you want to do this. This type of laser off the side plat is useful when they're in one of the corners. If they run underneath you to here, you can short hop off and laser back. And if they move away to here, you can short hop off and laser forward. But if they're in the center, you don't really want to do this mix up too much.
Okay.
It's not like jumping off to the center when they're in the center is not bad, but actually committing to it is. You're gonna get a lot of short hop off double jump aways.
Yeah.
Like the threat's not bad, but actually committing to it is like too much. Okay, weird laser. This is why you escape when they laser pressure you. Is like you get lasered here and you're like, ugh, and it's like you're trying to like fight back, but you don't need to fight back here. In the absolute worst case, where you genuinely feel that you cannot, under any circumstances, jump out, roll away. If you are roll away will reset you to like a somewhat negative position, but low key if you just keep rolling away, they can't fully catch you most of the time, and eventually they'll just laser you and you'll fall off the stage. It's sort of just like, but like you do not want to fight out of this position because you are fighting a losing matchup. Right. Like it is simply like a 70-30, and it's like playing it out. It will never end well. And this is sort of why that up tilt is bad. Is because it puts you into this like, well, I just gotta put moves out and hope they run into it type thing. Whereas like they are getting like the full outplay here of like they're just boom they did this exact thing that I'm telling you to do, where they get their laser out, they get their dash out, they do a 50-50, and then they get their combo, and that is exactly what it should look like. Tiny adjustment here of if you think they're going to do this aerial, you should short hop. Because then you can fall through afterward. It actually is the same thing against Fox short hop up air. If you think Fox is going to try to short hop up air, you just short hop, fast fall through down air, and it'll hit their short hop. So like right here, if you had short hop, this is a free opening.
Yeah.
Okay. And we got hit out of lasers here. What does this mean? What do we do here?
You reset. Just dash away, double jump.
Dash away, full hop.
Dash away, full hop.
If you dash away full hop here, you're totally safe. I think you could also dash away short hop here because you have a lot of space to work with, but the full hop is like doesn't take any thought. You get away for free. You'd be on the side plat. You get to like recorrect. You get to like get back in the zone, because otherwise you tried to up tilt again there, and that's why you got hit. Okay. I know this is really annoying. I know it's extremely annoying, but this is a reset.
Right.
It's just a reset. I think that what you did here is not actually super bad, but I would recommend doing laser here. If you're going to do this mix-up, you want to just laser here. Also, the Magi. She does a lot of stuff that's good in this matchup. Yes. This is what I like to see. I like to see this pressure. This is what I mean with the short hop off turnaround laser. This is beautiful. And then you go boom. The nair was too early there, by the way. You need to do a slightly later nair, or you'll get shine out of shielded for it here.
Yep, I agree.
You can actually have like some of the most confidence in this matchup out of all the characters in the game that like the late aerial is the good idea. Like way more often than not, the late aerial is the right idea. The only reason they would ever beat you is if they did an instant aerial there also. And if they're doing instant aerials out of your attack position, then they're going to lose more often than not.
I guess that's a good point. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Like, if they aerial or they, like, shine out a shield before my aerial comes out. It's just like,
and that's like the point of, like, man, if you hit the laser and then they're just like, random nair, you're just going to destroy this person. And so, like, they're not going to be doing that. And they're going to be doing something. They're either going to be escaping or defending, and then that's why you want to do the late aerial way more often.
Yeah.
Whew. This is why, like, right here, I feel like you were doing great until this retreat. You can just keep center and, like, go back and forth in the center here. They can't get you. I mean, like, if you're this Falco, you're not like, I got a free approach on this Falco. You know, you're like, do I come down here? And, like, if you, like, let's say from right here, you go to the left and you full hop, you're like, oh, we reset. Like, there's nothing negative there.
That's the shuffling you were talking about earlier, where it's just, you just shuffle for a bit and then eventually you get a laser.
Yeah, exactly. This is funny. While this is annoying, it's not really that bad to do as the other Falco. It's not that bad. It's not great. You will eventually win this as the Falco below, especially at low percent if they're not knocking you down. I think that, like, you definitely had an opportunity to shine them out of this, but in the worst case, you can probably just, like, up air them out of it. But also, it's like, you could just leave here. Like, let's say you're playing it and you're like, ugh, I haven't labbed this spot. You know what I mean? If you haven't labbed it, then there's no reason to have to play it. You can do it for fun if you're trying to figure it out. But if you're trying to, like, win for sure, then probably not.
Yeah.
Okay. This needs to be a setup. This needs to be a setup right here. This is just, please, DI down and away. Please. Like, if you can't come up with an idea here to kill them, then you need to go home, like go to the lab and figure it out. Like I would say, that's an easy fix. Like it's an easy fix to just set up the percents in the replay here into this position and just be like, what would kill them? And then once you have that figured out, you have it forever. Because like, I'm gonna say like at least maybe like a nair. You could do nair. You could do reverse back air. You could do an up tilt. You could do another shine. There's a bunch of ideas. I think the nair there is probably the most solid. Great tech, by the way. But you need to have like a setup idea to kill.
You wouldn't go for that F smash, just generally.
I went
or is it just a percent?
It's because it's because you can't edgeguard Falco. Not you.
Oh,
Falco can't edgeguard Falco.
Just in general,
If you did this forward smash on Fox, you'd be like, well, if he does bad DI, then like maybe he'll die. And if he does good DI, I'll just edgeguard him. But against Falco, this is like if they do bad DI, maybe you kill them. And if they do good DI, you're definitely not gonna kill them. Whereas like if you want a setup into down air. If you don't have a setup into a down air, then you start being like, fine, I'll edge guard him, but it's like the edge guard is this big, ugly mix-up that almost never works. Like, Falco's recovery is just so good against Falco. It's, like, ridiculous. And so, like, like, this position, like, how confident are you're killing him out of this? Because if you gave me this position, I'd be like, I got like a 3% chance of killing them here. Yeah. Like I got nothing here. They're like, what am I supposed to do? And so it's
that's why I came up with that like short hop forward, but it's still like gets side V'd and it's like
it's like if he up V'd, it would have been something. But you had to take this big risk. Whereas like I'm like if you did a dash nair here or a dash reverse back air, like. You can just see that like a top player would hit. I would say most of the time in this spot it would be weak back air this way, up tilt, and then try to get them into a DI here, or maybe even up tilt. Or sorry, what's it called? Like do like a weak back air into a down smash maybe, because at least then you're hitting them with the smash attack here. And you have enough distance that maybe you can get them far enough off stage that you have a guaranteed edge guard. But like forward smash from center here, this is just like I did this for like the first several months I played Falco, and I was like, yeah, and then I was like, it's really not killing that often. You're just hype when it does. Like I had to accept that too. And it's low key just lazy. It's like, man, if like from this position, and I'm not saying this to be harsh, but from this position, if you can't think of anything better than forward smash, that's fine. If you don't want to think of something better than forward smash, then there's a big problem. Because as a Falco, this is prime come up with a way to kill them position.
For sure. I can definitely think of a bunch of stuff. I think I was just trying to end my combos earlier because I used to like combo
them too hard. Yeah, no, I get it. This is a small thing that I noticed a bunch of times, is you keep doing this wave dash back after your pressure, and it just ruins the whole pressure. Like that. Like,
okay.
You gotta... Either your laser should come out, or you should be dash dancing. One of those two needs to be happening, and so, like, when you get the position, and you're not... And you do anything else except for those two, it, takes away. So, because it's like, here...
Yeah. Like laser there, for sure.
Yeah, exactly. If you did a laser there, the laser would have gone past their spot dodge, and then you just instant hit them. You know what I mean?
Yep. Yeah.
And so, this is actually, I actually really like this spot, because this is good Falco play in my opinion. What would happen here is like laser, you decide to laser again. Although them shielding this laser, they're just gonna get beat up by every aggro mix-up. Like in the end, they should lose like a lot of these. But anyway, you get the laser. They get you with this laser. This is the evil of Falco Dittos put into of like, man, I didn't know this position by heart. And it's like, okay, yeah, you're not gonna know it by heart, man. Like, none of us know this. It's impossible to game plan this position out, like, super
Yeah.
perfectly. I mean, look at this thing. Like, this is... He gets hit, like, right after, and then it hit... Like, how did that even hit your head? Like, yeah, so it's like, we end up here, but you know that you're both getting lasered, so I think like, overall, this was like a good setup where you held center and you got your laser out. And if you immediately after this laser had nared in here instead of this weird shield, then you had like, that would be like, yes, good. Like, against top Falco player, that is totally valid because we got our pressure, we kept our pressure, we converted into a position where we have a good laser, not like a neutral plus laser, but like a laser we can actually combo out of. And then and then you can just hit him out of that, and then you'd be like, okay, great, now just do that like 10 times, and you win every game.
Yeah.
Like when they get you here, when they do this, are you like, oh no, or are you like, once I get back to the stage, I'm gonna get them for sure? Like, you just can't edge guard. Like, you're here, and you're just like, dude, I'm fine.
Yeah,
like, I'm fine. And like, yeah, sometimes they'll get you, but like, it's just not. Look how much you should have definitely been like, I can't believe how badly they're shielding after lasers.
Yeah.
Like, that should have been like a big thing you notice. Yeah, like up throw there. Okay. And look at that. And I always say, you probably don't know what I always say. We only talked a few times, but like, if you don't kill Falco at 60, he dies at 130 every time.
Yeah.
Every time. You can look. It's terrifyingly consistent. Like, Falco does not die at like 80, 90 in the Ditto. He dies at 130, 140 every time if you don't hit the setup. Ooh, okay, so yeah, this is like a misplay from you where you're like, okay, I think this is overall not bad. I think you're giving them a little too. You're not putting your own stuff out there. Like, you're avoiding their lasers, but you're not getting, like, if you had put your own laser out when you ran off here, that would have been great. Then you're getting this laser out, and like, yeah, this is another one of those like weird positions. But then like, you just play this spot out really weird by doing this other laser, and you kind of get hit. Whereas like, I wouldn't be comfortable staying in place. I honestly wouldn't even be comfortable doing this shield drop laser. Because it just doesn't feel like you set it up. It feels like you're like trying to find a weird hole in their thing. Whereas like, I would love like right here of like, you just stay on the side plat. Like, I love when I'm on the side plat and they short hop out like this, and I'm like, well then, you have to land, and then I'll be on the side plat, so I'm winning. Versus like, you came down here, and then like, I probably would have, after I shot this first laser, and I would have just retreated over here and then full hop back or something like that. It just felt like a position where it wasn't ideal, and you kind of tried to laser it out anyway, and then like, there's that wave dash back.
Same wave dash back,
yeah. It hurts because this is great laser setup until then.
Yeah.
Because what happens, look at this. You're like, this is actually, oh man, this is perfect. I'm like, you hit the laser. He moves in on the prey. He gets the second high laser. Perfect. Hits the prey out of the short hop. Now we're all set up for the pressure. They can't stop me from naring. From naring. Okay, so we'll get our next laser out, and then we'll win that pressure. One issue, you're also shooting your lasers a little late. The idea is the laser needs to come out as fast as possible while not being too high. But it needs to be fairly high. And like, yours are coming out just like, let me look at like the frame your laser's coming out.
The frame 8 a.m.
Let me just count this out. I'm gonna say maybe frame 8 or something. 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, frame 6. That one wasn't that bad. I think. Let's look. Let me look at the frame their laser comes out on this approaching laser they do. Because I feel like they're lasering slightly faster than you. One, 2, 3, 4. This is on frame 4. And look, and so I would say your lasers just overall, they just feel like a little slow, like a little bit late.
Right.
Like let me look at this
like
next
as he's
one.
rising instead of as he's like at the peak of his jump.
3, 4. This one was on 4. This one was fine. I think this is the right height you want to. It's just sometimes I think you shoot him like here, and this is why Falco's the hardest character ever. It's because no other character has to do this. They're just like, you see stick forward, you're Marth. It's like, dude, and you're like, okay, man, I've had enough of these frame 6 lasers out of you, you know, frame 4 only. You know, it's like okay, but okay, so the idea is that if you shoot the high laser appropriately, then this situation won't happen.
I see.
Like this one, where is it? Yeah, because you leave the ground early here, and so it's like I feel like like it's coming out too late, and I think at the distance that they're at, I think they might have gotten their laser out anyway. But I think if you were slightly earlier on the laser, it would prevent this from happening as often.
Yeah. No, for sure.
One sec. We're definitely going a little bit over time, but if you like, I'm down to go like half an hour extra if you're down to do that.
Yeah, totally.
Okay,
that sounds good.
Because I'm like, I feel like there's a lot to still talk about.
but
we'll see. We'll play it by ear. But okay, so the reason, so you get your laser set up here, but you don't capitalize on it. And then you lose laser control because of this, because you get hit with the laser later. So they're positive.
Yep.
And so in that case, the game plan should tell you to immediately retreat.
Yeah.
You need to retreat and reset, and because you try to play it out, now at a laser disadvantage. This is that approaching laser thing I was talking about, where like this is how grounded Falco beats aerial Falco, like a vertical Falco is this approaching laser, and they hit it, and they just immediately are like, oh, okay, I got my combo, and they do their setup into kill, although they didn't get you, and because of that, you'll live to 140 or 130.
Yeah.
As is prophesied.
Exactly.
It's like, no, like it's terrifyingly consistent that like if they don't kill you with the setup, it's always 140. I actually thought we had like another stock left in the replay, but I think we went through some really good mistakes and like stuff to work on here. I think that it's really important to know when you are the one with the laser advantage, and like what will happen is that you against a bad opponent, you will say they have laser advantage, I'm resetting, and they'll kind of be like, you got me, and then you're like, oh, that's it, nice, and now I have the advantage, and they'll be like, well, I'll fight you out of disadvantage. Kind of what you were doing here, right? Where like they laser you and you're like, well, I'll fight you out of disadvantage, and then you just win. Versus like the good player, or like if your opponent is the one who's doing the game plan, you know what I mean? Then like you're like, okay, I got my laser advantage, and they reset, and there's not that much I can do about it. That will happen a lot. So there will be it's not that, and that's why I usually say that like when you get the laser advantage, you typically want to make something out of it as fast as possible, either on like first beat or like wait a beat and then go. And it's because the odds of them resetting the position after that laser are like really high. Like they're gonna find some way to reset the position. If they don't and they just fight it out, then it's like, hey, they got hit by my thing anyway. But it's like we want them to be trapped in the position where we have them. And like in a really good Falco Ditto, what you'll get is I have laser advantage, they leave. They get laser advantage, you leave. You get laser advantage, they leave. You kind of chase them with another high laser, and now like I think that position where like you did that shield drop laser and they were like kind of on you. It's somewhat hard to describe who has the laser advantage, but they clearly have the positional advantage there. And it's not always super duper simple. It has something to do with like the positioning of the characters and the timing of the lasers and when everything is coming out. But there are positions outside laser control where Falco will like slightly win or have like a slightly better laser control setup than the other Falco. And that is sort of like what you're gonna be aiming for against like the good game plan people. But I think that like I would need to see a match typically going like 4 minutes at least of like you versus another Falco where you're both doing the stalemates correctly in order to like talk about it.
Yeah, advance to the next level. No, that makes sense.
Yeah. One thing I would suggest is if you, it's not. Okay, this isn't perfectly in line with the stuff I've been saying because I do want you to get all this stuff down. But eventually, if you want to play more aggressively against a Falco who's also good at stalemates, I would watch Albert. I think Albert is like in history by far the best Falco at like gaining an advantage against Falcos who try to stalemate. Like when I play Albert, it's like he can almost get through the game plan. like the stalemate game plan.
Yeah.
Not quite, but you can essentially make it like a very difficult execution to get the stalemating perfect.
Yeah.
And so I would say like those are kind of the layers of like I do the game plan, other guy doesn't do the game plan. I win for free because they got hit with, because like, you know, it's how you're losing right now, or like how you were losing before is like if you're not doing the game plan, you're just gonna like, I was in laser disadvantage but I shined anyway and then I died.
Yeah.
Or I shielded in this bad spot and then I died. And so it's like we get past that layer to the layer where you're both kind of camping each other and you're looking for these small advantages. And then you reach the level where you're kind of like pushing more of like, well, I'm really confident in my stalemates. They're never going to break mine, but maybe I can break theirs. And like, I just sort of want to give you hope that the stalemates aren't forever, but they're like a really, really important layer that has to be there.
You have to get that down. No, that makes total sense.
And if somebody doesn't have it down, you're guaranteed to get them.
Yeah.
I want to go over some movement stuff in the Ditto that I think could just help give you a little bit of a basis.
Hell yeah. Yeah, last weekly, like I said, it's like the only 3 people to outplace me were all Falcos. Like the 3 sets that I lost were all to Falco. So
okay,
this is definitely like huge return on investment in terms of.
Do you have any other mods or replays? I think I can do this movement stuff and then probably go over one more replay if you have something that we could.
I have a squid VOD.
Okay.
Like friendlies with squid.
Okay.
I have friendlies. I have a million Falco Ditto VODs. I guess squid would probably be good to go over, just because he's gonna be doing a game plan for sure. I guess eep.
Okay, let me think of which spots do I want.
Is there a better stage?
No, any stage is fine.
Okay, we'll do just like Battlefield.
I think Battlefield is a nice, easy one to talk about because you're not like, well, the slope ate my shine, and you know.
Yeah. And it's not like FD or something.
Yeah. Okay, let me think of exactly which spots I want to go over. Yeah, so these are the correct lasers, by the way. Like, so let me, where's that? I hate this new resave, okay.
There's too many things, yeah.
Yeah, they just keep adding, and then like, and all this functionality is great, and I'm like, yeah, but you've removed, like, my ability to understand it.
Yeah,
it just kind of, but yeah. So like, if you do the Falcon laser, these are a bit too high. I think you want to hit about the top of his head, so that would be like 1, 2, 3. Yeah, I did mine on like 3 or 4. I think 3 or 4 is a good spot, and the reason is that like you want to be able to catch the short hop. Because if you shoot the low ones, then the other Falco can like laser over them, right? Like if you shoot these, then like the other Falco can just what? If you shoot these, then like this Falco
Yeah, you
just
can
do
just jump over
that.
it.
They can just like
Yeah,
come over
yeah,
the
yeah,
top
yeah.
of it or whatever.
Yep.
Let's see. I wanted to mention. I think I really like. So like it. There's a lot of like little platform spots where if you think the other Falco. So there's this spot where you're maybe like here. Let me think of the best way to describe it. So you can, if you're at this range, a really like a secretly really good option is to jab, because the other Falco
Okay.
can't shine you here because they're not Fox, and so all they have is so you can get a spot where like if you end up in this scramble, I would say like you sort of end up in like this like, well, I'm gonna aerial, and they're like, well, I'm gonna aerial, and then if you both feel that way, then the one who shines wins, or sorry, shields wins and gets shot at a shield wins. But then like also you can do this mix up where you do this like late aerial on them, which is really really strong against somebody who's gonna shield. And so like, or you can just do like this also late aerial mix up like that. But if you do the jab right here, a lot of times it'll be like a spot where they get like, where it'll be like that, where they're trying to do like this or something like that, and you get lasered, and you get lasered like here, and then they do this short hop laser, and you get kind of like that. that'll happen a lot where you're just like, oh, and then most of the time they're not gonna like, yeah, like that. Like I would say like that, where you kind of end up, oh, I'm in close, and you can kind of get like a jab to like reset them, and it's just sort of like an option that like you want to be aware of, because it'll happen.
Yeah.
It'll happen quite a bit, and you like that. This will happen a bunch where you get something like that, and so I think like the shield, being aware of the jab and the shield in that range is really good. But if you don't want it, a lot of times you can just roll away, which I'll do a lot of times there anyway, because I'm confident I can win like the other game.
Yeah, the game plan again.
The other thing I would say is that there's this trick where you do like, a lot of times if you like laser and you're doing a lot of, I don't know the best way to describe it, like you're doing a lot of like laser into weight like that.
Yeah.
Sometimes you'll laser people and they'll just take laser and immediately like burst out with an attack. Sometimes I'll do like this, and then I'll do that, because it's just that same like, if they or I'll do like laser, boom, and then like a lot of times they took the laser and immediately attacked. So you can use the side platform to like check if I got a laser on them and I think they're gonna attack out of the laser, I can just check with the side plat. And if I was right that they attacked there. It's funny, I just had a flashback to like another lesson where I was doing this exact same spot and saying the exact same thing. But yeah, it's like, oh, they're gonna attack, boom. And so a lot of times, like when I'm starting a set against a Falco, I'll start with the lasers. I'll start to see like, oh, did I get laser control? Did they immediately full hop stalemate? I did laser into approaching laser. Did they dash back and hit this waveland? If not, what did they do? Do I have like an auto punish for those positions? And then like a lot of times I'll just like start moving in on those spots where I'll say, oh, I did this, and they still tried to move in, so now I'm gonna do this little check, and now I'll do this check again, and now I'll come up here, and now I'll come down here, and now I'll do the check again. And I'll just see like, okay, like if they don't have a game plan, are there ways that I can like poke at their subconscious game plan? I think this is, people complain a lot about the randomness of this matchup. They say, and like, so a big goal is to like remove the randomness, but the only way to remove the randomness is to just be like a whole step ahead in the game plan. If you ever fight a Falco who's on the same step as you, it just gets incredibly like dangerous and intense. But it's like a matchup where like, if they're on the same level as you, it gets pretty random, but there's so many like infinite layers to it that you can a lot of times be on a separate level from them.
Yeah. See.
And make it unrandom, like just by having like a better game plan.
Yep.
Okay, let me stream this. Okay. Okay, and I'm just going to kind of go over and just use the format that I would sort of go over it somewhat quickly, but use the same format of like analysis. And just sort of, because like I feel like this is the process that you could use going over your VODs to like kind of, you know, complete the process of analysis. Okay, so we start off. You both do the correct option. You know, which is the laser. All the other laser options are usually just way worse than this. Okay, so
I did the right thing there.
You did do it right here, but you did it mad late after like doing this weird wave dash down and stuff.
I'll definitely lab that and practice it a bunch to get like fast at it.
Yeah, and I think so I think I don't know what Squid was thinking here, but I think he's thinking like, oh, I'm at low percent, I can see stuff. I was like, yeah, maybe. Okay, so first of all, you gave him a free win here. A lot of times if they're coming down from the top plat like this, what do you think you should do here?
I should approaching laser and try and shine him. Or I might be too far.
You're too far.
I guess I should just full hop then.
Full hop to side plat. Full hop waveland to side plat. Why? It's because this laser will miss you. He can't hit you, and you get to play a real neutral situation out of this. Because this isn't. You're not comfy here. You're not happy here, and so like, I think like, if you like, what I would say with the approaching laser thing, it's really hard. You can't like react to it off the top plat. You're not a lot of times gonna get it. Most of the time, if they're dropping off the top plat, you'll just go to side and reset.
Okay.
But you get hit with this laser, and you don't immediately dodge the... Like, this is the laser that needs to be dodged, because you get hit with this first one, and it's like, immediately after this first one, get out. If you full hopped right here, you're totally safe. Nothing bad can happen to you. But you end up in, like, a negative spot. So this whole combo was a consequence of, like, that first negative interaction, okay? So now, so now we're back. We get lasered. We lost laser control. Emergency, no laser control, we need to retreat to side plat.
Yep.
You did it slowly, so you ended up at more of a disadvantage.
Right, okay.
Because you did like this full hop double jump. And so like, and you could have full hopped the top plat here, that's also acceptable. But you end up in a little bit of a... He actually does the dumb thing that I said, like, remember I was like, it's over. It's over. Don't actually make something out of this position when there's not anything there. And he decides to do that because he feels like he's pressuring you, but this is a free shot at a shield. So you got him. Yeah. So that's, you know, one mistake to one mistake. Don't participate in this. There's no... This never ends... This is the spot. This is the spot where I actually agree with them when they say the worst Falco wins. Like, do not fight this out. It is literally like, I know you are, but what am I zone? And you will lose to every dummy here.
Yeah.
Just don't worry about it. Like, I think even the fact that Squid took it here means some lack of respect on his end. I don't think he should have gone for that. Okay, the edge guard happens. Nobody can edge guard anybody. As you would expect.
Yeah. As you would expect, yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so this is fine. Okay, I think I don't like the way Squid's doing stuff. I'm just gonna focus on what you're doing. Yeah. So because this is bad, like up tilt and stuff. Like this loses to the.
I mean, this is like
loses to the gameplay. I'm just saying, like I would mess Squid up for this. But okay, so you hit this laser, you get your pressure. This is really good, but the nair doesn't. You wanna hit like the nair, the fast fall before the nair hits. You want to hit one of those,
I know
like the Sammy nair type thing. Those are important because if you don't, you will get shine out of shielded, which was the next error. Hey, I love it. You reset. You did the thing where it was like, oh no, roll. Weird. Okay, full hop to side plat, and then you come down with this. Okay, but you didn't. You wave dashed. You like hit this. Again, You hit this laser. Okay, great. I would say this is definitely a spot where I am in the corner, so I would prefer a second laser here. Like after this laser, I would love a second laser to sort of work on my position and decide whether I want to go to platform and reset it, or whether I feel like this is a spot where I could approach.
Yeah.
Because you hit him with the laser, but you're like, well, I'm in the corner. I don't really feel comfortable approaching. But you also don't leave.
Yeah. I see.
That's one quick thing I want to mention about the laser advantage. Is it's like laser disadvantage. You can leave, right? Laser advantage. you could also leave, like, if you want. Like, you have the advantage. If you like laser them and you're like, I want to fight from the side plat instead, you have a free road to the side plat. You don't even need to retreat here because you have the laser advantage. So you could shoot this laser, full hop waveland to side plat, and then be waiting on the inner edge here and seeing if they give you something on the inner edge. Kind of like what I was saying a second ago, where you can use this inner edge as a platform. And look, he would have attacked here, and I would have just dropped on him. Because that's that check that you can do with that laser there. Okay, need the laser in there. Okay, we hit this laser. I would like a second laser or a check. Neither of those happens, so you get hit. Running in Shine for some reason, not part of the plan. I get that it was on the tech chase, I guess, but it felt like you clearly missed it, and then just down air, just down air.
Okay.
Just down air here.
I like the Shine there usually, but yeah.
I do think that Shine there usually is a good idea. Okay,
that's
you know what?
Okay,
I think don't worry about this spot.
Okay.
I think the Shine here was right, and it was just slow enough that it looked awkward to me. But I think usually there the Shine is the right option, so not gonna worry about it. Okay, so what I was gonna say is that because you weren't killed in the setup, it'll be really late that you die. You still have a chance to set him up right here. This is like a one hit into kill type of spot. This laser doesn't make any sense. This was just like a nonsense laser. Like this one. It's just, this is like one of those ones where you're like, oh, there's not really anything that I would replace this with. Just don't do it. Do any of the other stuff that we talked about from there.
Yep. Yeah, totally.
Okay, because then you get big opened up. You're fighting in this platform spot. You don't really like. This is just messy. Of like, man, like once we're here, just get out. I don't think that.
Yeah.
Winning the messy position usually doesn't even give you the opening you want. You want a setup. You should never get stuck like this. You should be in the air already. Like right here. This I honestly wouldn't have even gone to the side plat here. I would have just gone. I would have just full hopped out of the way. Like full hop, like dash right here, full hop, like backflip full hop right here, just big chilling. But even then you get to the side plat, and then once you're over here, I would say like you don't really want to like go all the way here. Like you mostly want to get to center. Sometimes it'll be too obvious, but if you're already on the side plat and you're full hopping, they can't get up there in time. Okay, weird messiness that I don't like that much. Notice how this does nothing. Like I need you to realize how little this does. Like, yes, I got this back air. I outplayed him in this really dangerous, weird scramble spot. And it's like, and what did you get? Nothing at all.
The hardest edge guard of all time.
Literally the hardest, most impossible edge guard of all time. And like you guys so far, like look at what happened here. You guys are both pretty good. Look at how many edge guards are being hit. Zero.
Yeah.
Zero. Zero. None of them. He's not going to kill you here either. It just doesn't work. Oh, look at this. You're setting up for the beautiful 130% kill. And then it's like, if you go for a read, because you're like, dude, none of the edge guards are working. This one's going to work for sure. And it's like,
Nope.
It's like, no, it's not. It's not going to work. And this was too aggressive. You need to, remember, you need to start with the laser. Don't get your opening with your first laser. The first laser needs to hit him before you even start trying to get your opening.
So you would have dropped through instead?
Yeah, drop through laser.
Yeah, okay.
You could even you could do this short hop, but like use it to pressure them. Like get closer, but like if you right here did this laser from like here.
Yeah.
Like you landed here where you're still safe. You just don't want to risk yourself. You're at 0 and they're at 140. You know? Like if they shine you there, it's over. Like the game is over. Yeah, you know, you can just dash full hop.
I'm bad at invisibility. I never know what to do.
The issue is that you're shielding, so you got rid of your dash full hop. If you dash full hop here, you just dash full hop and hold your double jump and wait, and then use your double jump later. They're never gonna get you.
I see.
And yeah, this is a spot that's a little bit weird. I think I'm not gonna super focus on this one. I think if you
Mhm.
just wait a little bit and then go out vertically, you'd be good. Like if you just waited for a second
Right.
here and then just full hopped out, you'd be
Yeah,
good.
just
But
hop again.
it's a tricky one. But
Yeah, yeah.
prioritize the full hop out. This is not bad. I think this is mostly okay. I think I would have drifted in here and down here because remember your goal here isn't to get back here, not to get back here. Your goal is to live. So if you full drift towards center here and do a down air and you land right here and he back airs you, nothing bad has happened. Whereas if
Yeah.
you go for this mix and he nared you out of this and then forward tilted you
I'm
and ran
dying.
off double
Yeah.
jump down air, you're dead.
Yep. Yep.
Man, what do you know? Another edge guard that doesn't work. Just doesn't work at all.
I feel like what I did was pretty good too.
What's up? Oh, like the edge guard? Yeah,
The
yeah, no,
shine, yeah, like
yeah. No, it
the
just doesn't
it
matter.
wasn't a
man.
bad try. Like,
It just
it's
doesn't matter.
impossible. Yeah.
Okay, this is. Yeah, we don't need to play these out. Hitbox versus hitbox doesn't need to happen. It will, but it doesn't need to. It'll happen to everybody at some point. Oh, finally, we got the... Oh, I was going to say we got the
I'm
lucky
so
laser
mad.
that lets us actually edgeguard.
Yeah.
Okay, so look, he gets the laser advantage and you don't reset. This is big. Up, up,
Yeah.
up, 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 up,
Yeah,
up.
dash back,
Alarm,
full hop,
alarm. check out your percent. 130, 140 every time. He won't die
This is
here until
just
140
true.
because you didn't have a setup. Oh, you got him. Nice. That was good. 127, big moves.
Moving up in the world.
Yeah. And then this is like you're not full hopping, you're not resetting, and so you get caught in the corner and he
It's
kills
the same
you.
thing.
And look at what I said is like if it's not 140, it's gonna be 60. It's gonna be like 50, 60 pretty much every time.
Yeah. 56. Yeah.
Okay. I think that is pretty good overall. I think we went over some examples. Like, we could just keep going over VODs and stuff like that. But I think that, like, we're at a spot where while we could find more examples of the stuff going wrong, the stuff that's going wrong is, like, pretty prevalent and, like, obvious enough.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
that the punish setups, I think, are definitely weak. Like, the actual kill setups. You're going to want to watch Ginger. Ginger is your guy. That guy.
Okay.
I would say, this is my personal opinion, and I hope he never hears this. I don't really like the way he plays neutral in this matchup, and I feel like his neutral is not super great, but his kill setups and his punish setups are by far the best. By far the best.
It's funny, I played him recently on rank too.
Oh, that's cool. But I would say, like, personally, my opinion, since you're talking to me, is I would say, like, don't worry too much about copying him in neutral in this matchup. Yeah. But you really want to, the way he does his setups, and I would say especially start with his FD setups, but he does them everywhere. Like, if you just watch a ton of Ginger VODs, you'll be like, wow, they died at 60. Oh, they died at 60 again. Like, his setups are so good.
Super good. Yeah.
And so I'd say you got to study those. And I think that would help a lot. I mentioned the Albert stuff, and I would say you could watch that just for funsies, but I wouldn't put too much into that right now. But I would say the Ginger punishes you want to focus on. You want to focus on any position in neutral where you have a guaranteed freebie response, like the go to platforms, or the full hop out of the corner stuff. I would say when they do that, like if you're playing on FD and they do the double jump out and stuff like that, I would say try to be getting like the, like, I would say FD is your spot where you want to focus on the I full hopped later and I approaching laser your drop.
Yep.
because that is the stage where like the least chaos will happen with the platforms concerning it. It's like the
Mhm.
type of thing where you're like, it's so overwhelmingly useful on FD, and then it's really useful on other stages some of the time, but like not enough that like it would be great practice to just try to do it every time.
Yeah.
I think on the platform stages, resetting is way more powerful and good. So, like, what your goal should be is that every time I am at laser disadvantage, I am able to successfully reset to neutral. Every time I am in a platform or positional situation that I do not like, I am able to reset successfully to neutral. And
Right.
I am doing my best to set up my positions and then do a 50-50 to hit them after I get my aggressive position. Or maybe at the beginning of a session, shoot, like, get an aggro position and just shoot one or two more additional lasers to see what they do and try to make
What
an
they
informed
do.
decision off of that. But
Yeah,
if you feel
yeah,
like that's
yeah.
too much processing, you can stick to the 50-50 and then just be like, oh, they
Mhm.
full hopped out or whatever, and then or oh, they rolled out, and then like start to like figure out like, okay, so if they full hopped out, is there a way that I can at least get like maybe like a teeny platform advantage, like the full
Yeah.
hop laser to top hop, like I was saying, like catch them out of their side full hop
Yeah,
and maybe do
yeah.
like a little pressure, but like way more important is their stuff not working on you, because if
Yeah.
every time they hit you it is out of a like if like if you were playing the game and the only time you ever got hit is when you set up a pressure on them and then they read you and they never hit you ever in any other time, that would not be that bad. That would be like,
Yeah, that'd be
okay, and we can just work
just
on
be
our
real,
pressure
that's not
now.
happening. Like there's
Yeah,
no
yeah,
way. Like
exactly, that's
yeah.
not what's happening.
Yeah.
And I think you'll notice that when you practice the escapes, it comes a lot easier. Like
Yeah.
like you'll be like, oh, like the stress of the matchup disappears a lot, because it's sort of like who can come up with a really good idea first, because anything that's not a really good idea will get auto stalemated by the other
It
person.
just won't work.
And so
Right.
it's sort of like you're sort of freed up into like it's like in chess, because I like to compare this matchup to chess a lot.
Mhm.
It's like if you both have a solid opener, you know, and it's like, well, now we both made it into the mid game and neither person got dumb cheesed, and so now
Yeah, yeah,
whoever
I
can
see.
come up with
Yeah.
something clever past this point will win, versus like if they have an opening and you don't, like you're just gonna lose.
Yeah, we just
Uh,
get to play the game actually.
yeah, exactly. So like right now we're in like the phase of like just do the opener correctly every time, like just do the basics, and like people will just explode. And then like when you get to the people who don't explode, we can work on like how to get those tiny advantages and exploit those. Like I would love to go
Yeah.
over a VOD of yours where that's the only thing that's happening is your
Yeah.
is you like every disadvantage you escape, and then like you just get stuck in these weird spots or they read you out of your pressure. We can talk about that separately.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. And so just to clarify, whenever they just start full hopping, you just reposition around it. Like if they start playing around platforms, you would just
Yes,
go to the other
when
platform or
when they
something.
go to the platforms, it is platform time,
Yeah.
and you also need to play around on the platforms. And most of the time, it's just a pure. There will be some form of positional shuffling where you end up both resetting.
Okay.
um,
And then we just play the laser game again on the ground eventually. Kind of
Pretty
thing.
much. It's like you. It's kind of like the full hop shine read on the platform does exist. Like somebody will think that they can full hop waveland to the side plat, but then as they jump, they realize they don't have enough space to waveland away. And then you go, oh, I can shine you out of that. Or they
Yeah, yeah,
get
yeah.
stuck in the air and they're landing with a down air on a side plat, and during their landing lag, you jump up and shine them. Or
Yeah.
you know, the commitments will happen. It's just not as obvious. This is like the big, super obvious, like we're putting the scaffolding on the house type of stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I see.
Um. All right. Is there anything that you are confused on, or is just kind of lingering? I can
No,
answer.
that
I
was
can
the
answer
one
those.
thing was the full hop stuff and the platform stuff, but that answers it. So you just like reshuffle and I guess sometimes try to find an outplay, but I think for now I'll just stick to just reshuffling from there and then playing the game plan from
because
you know.
it's like basically if they just sit there doing nothing, if they were guaranteed to do nothing, you would eventually just like full hop above them, like
Yeah.
get the high like go to side plat and then full hop above the top plat and be like,
Hmm.
okay, now I'm pressuring you there, and then like or like full hop up on the side and shoot lasers, and then like full
Yeah.
hop up, or like go to the side plat and like just like you can like vaguely pressure if they're never gonna do anything. So
Yep.
most of the time people can't just go to top plat and be like, I have decided to do nothing ever again. They're gonna be trying to move
Yeah.
around, they're gonna be trying to do stuff, and like if you are better at avoiding your disadvantage than they are at avoiding theirs, then your advantage will come up more, even if you don't really know how you're getting your advantage. You're just
That
if
makes
you're
total
better
sense,
at
man.
avoiding the disadvantage, then mathematically you'll eventually make it there. And
Yeah.
as you get better and better, you'll find more like it'll be harder to open them up, but you'll also get better at pressuring and opening them up along the way.
Hmm. That makes total sense. Yep.
Okay, I think
Awesome.
that sounds good.
That sounds great. Yep.
We'll just count it as like an hour and a half.
Yep.
That's
Sounds
fine with
good.
me. And okay, yeah, it sounds good. I think this we went over a lot of really good stuff, and I think it was a good continuation off of the last one, hopefully. And
Yep. No, definitely.
yeah, let me know how it goes with the Falcos next time, and we can talk about it again. If you have any like clips
Will
or
do.
questions or whatever, feel free.
For sure. Yep.
All right, great talking, man. Have a good one and good luck
Hype.
out there.
Thank- Yep.
All right,
Thanks.
peace.